March. On March 2, Mexican national Raul Benitez Santana was speeding in Snohomish County while under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and crashed into the vehicle of Washington State Trooper Christopher Gadd. The 27-year-old law enforcement officer died of his injuries. He leaves behind a 2-year-old daughter. Benitez Santana entered the U.S. illegally as a getaway over a decade ago. In May 2013, he was arrested in Washington for driving on a suspended license and received a 90-day prison sentence for marijuana possession. In October 2014, he was arrested again for driving with a suspended license. He received a 90-day sentence, but served very little actual jail time, for 87 and 85 days of each sentence, respectively, was suspended. In May 2019, he was charged with domestic violence. 𝐗𝐤𝐳 7, March 5, 2024. Breitbart News, March 6, 2024. In early March, the Polk County, Florida, Sheriff's Office announced the completion of an 8-day anti-human trafficking sting, which began on February 22. Out of a total of 228 suspects arrested for alleged involvement in illegal acts related to soliciting prostitutes, offering to commit prostitution, or aiding and abetting prostitutes, 21 individuals, almost 10%, were illegal aliens from Chile, Cuba, Guatemala, Mexico, Peru, and Venezuela. Polk County Sheriff's Office.
We do consider this to be a serial killer. It meets the qualifications or definition of being a serial killer. In this case, we have 4 people that have been murdered.
The first thing I thought, it was a drug dealer. Like, who else would do this?
It's a Border Patrol agent. I was like, what?
Authorities arrested Juan David Ortiz, a 10-year veteran and a supervisor with Laredo Sector Border Patrol. He's facing 4 charges of murder and 1 charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and unlawful restraint.
I was expecting somebody from the streets, and I was like, a Border Patrol agent. And then they told me he went after another victim, and I was in shock. I was like, what is going on?
Him being in a position of trust, being a Border Patrol agent, makes it even more egregious that somebody who is entrusted with protection and defending the Constitution and the laws of the United States, that he would commit murder of this magnitude. Multiple people that he decided in his own mind that these people did not deserve to live.
At least they caught him. At least they caught him. That's my thing. A lot of families that have unsolved mysteries. And
my police friend called me saying we got him. And at first I thought it was her ex-boyfriend. She said, no, it's a Border Patrol agent. That just blew me away. I was like, what? And she was all like, yes. She goes, and there may be more bodies.
I was
getting into the mind of a killer is a complex thing. Maybe sometimes the motive is a little more straightforward. In this case, we're still developing and putting the evidence together to hopefully answer that question as to why.
March 5, 2024. Breitbart News, March 7, 2024. On March 5, ICE arrested Indian national Syed Mohammed Tousif Mohuddin in San Francisco, California. Mohuddin initially flew into the U.S. via Detroit in March 2010 and overstayed his visa. An ICE press release shows that the illegal alien had a long criminal history. The Fremont Police Department in Fremont, California arrested Mohuddin August 19, 2013, for assault with a deadly weapon and vandalism. Between 2013 and 2021, he was arrested 12 times by multiple local police departments and sheriff's offices in the state of California. and one police department in Las Vegas, Nevada, for violent misdemeanors that include battery with serious bodily injury, hit and run, stalking, robbery, and intent to terrorize. Opening parenthesis ICE.gov, March 11, 2004, February. On February 4, 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕 walked up to a private residence in Hewlett, New York, and stole a blended American-Israeli flag and a pro-Israel yard sign. The house owner, Alexander Benyaminov, had put up the flag and sign to honor his wife's relatives who had died in the October 7, 2023, Hamas terrorist attacks against Israel. The homeowner was assaulted by 𝐗𝐳𝐑𝐕, who choked and beat his victim. The victim remarked that living in America, I never thought this would happen to me. Adding that his is happening because of open borders, and before letting people in, we need to see their backgrounds. We need to protect our country, our citizens, our taxpayers. 𝐗𝐳𝐑𝐕 entered the U.S. via the southern border in Arizona in November 2023, reportedly claiming asylum, and made his way to New York to look for work. He was living in a migrant shelter in Staten Island. However, as Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman pointed out, people who look for work don't usually do that in a residential area and then rip down people's flags and signs. The illegal alien claimed to be Palestinian, but officials are unsure of this claim and believe he originated in North Africa. In early March, 𝐗𝐳𝐑𝐕 was indicted in Nassau County for robbery and assault as hate crimes. New York Post, February 6, 2024. County of Nassau District Attorney, March 7, 2024. On February 8, Salvadoran national and Ms. 13 gang member Nilson 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕 and 4 other suspects were involved in a drug-related shootout in Prince George's County, Maryland. This resulted in the death of 2-year-old Jeremy Poo Caceres and injuries to his mother, who was taking her son out for a stroll. 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕 initially arrived at the southern border as an unaccompanied alien child UAC in May 2014 and was later resettled by DHES in New Jersey with an individual who claimed to be his father. He was ordered deported for failure to appear in immigration court in 2022, but was never actually removed. 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕 was twice arrested for theft in Montgomery County, Maryland, which, due to its sanctuary policies, released him. Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrick attempted to explain this away by arguing that the illegal aliens' arrests were for theft, and they were not on the list of serious crimes or violent crimes. Although the case shows that this unwarranted leniency only emboldened 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕. ABC 7 News, February 28, 2024. Breitbart News, February 28, 2024. On February 8, 15-year-old Venezuelan national Jesus Alejandro Rivas Figueroa was shoplifting at a sporting goods store in Times Square in New York City. When stopped by a security guard, the illegal alien began firing a gun, shooting Brazilian tourist Titio Ribeiro Lemos in the leg and shooting at police officers while escaping. Rivas Figueroa crossed the southern border in September 2023 and, according to Breitbart News, for a while had been living in a taxpayer-funded migrant shelter on Manhattan's Upper West Side and was reportedly involved in a separate armed robbery in the Bronx that occurred on January 27 and another Midtown Manhattan shooting. Breitbart News, February 12, 2024. The Daily Mail, February 13, 2024. On February 8, ICE announced the arrest of 26 illegal aliens, with pending charges or convictions for murder, homicide, and assault against children during a nationwide law enforcement effort between January 16 and 28 in the area of San Francisco, California. This included a Honduran national convicted in the county of Santa Clara for felony lewd or lascivious act on a child under the age of 14, and a Mexican national convicted in the same county for the same crime. Opening parenthesis ICE.gov, February 8, 2024. On February 8, Mexican national Rogelio Ortiz Olivas was driving drunk in Midland, Texas, hitting 10-year-old Alex 𝐗𝐲𝐳𝐑𝐕, who was walking home from school at the time. Ortiz Olivas fled the scene while Wise died of his injuries the next day. The illegal alien initially agreed to voluntarily return to Mexico the first time he was caught and was subsequently deported 5 times. CBS 7, February 8, 2024. Breitbart News, February 15, 2024. On February 14, XyzRVGolden apprehended an unnamed 44-year-old Colombian national at his home in East Boston, Massachusetts. As part of a nationwide enforcement operation that resulted in the arrest of 275 alien sex offenders throughout the U.S., according to ICE, U.S. Border Patrol arrested the Colombian in August 2022, near San Luis, Arizona. Served him with a notice to appear before a Department of Justice immigration judge, and released him on his own recognizance. Quickly thereafter, in September 2022, he was arrested in Massachusetts for indecent assault and battery on a person over 14, pleading guilty in December 2022. Instead of being removed, the illegal alien was sentenced to 1 year of probation.